Everybody, have you had a good week? Big guy here. He's wore his front row of a televised comedy show shirt purposely for the scene. The last time I seen this guy, he was selling comic books in The Simpsons. Look at him. Everybody had a good week. Have you had a good week, sir? Yeah. What's been happening? There's a thing announced this week that people in the north of England are far more likely to be prescribed antidepressants than people in the south. No chance, says some cheeky chappy northerner there. Where are you from?
Sunderland.
Sunderland? Are you depressed?
No. Because I live down south.
Oh, you've cheered up. Where did you cheer up? Run about Preston? Did they announce that on the train? You're now approaching Watford Gap. Everybody cheer the fuck up. No, people actually get paid money to do this research. Top of the depression table are places like Blackpool, Doncaster and Salford. And bottom of the depression, the least depressed people are people from Kensington and Chelsea. You know, shock news, wow. Who would have thought that people who shop in Waitrose, who spend their Sunday mornings doing Pilates, who drink frappuccinos, who cycle to work, who make six-figure salaries, are a bit more chuffed than people who have seen a dog's paw print in a human shite. What else is happening? It's all kicked off in Libya. Some pretty big stuff happening. Now, that's a Libyan rebel soldier. That's the kind of guys that are attacking Gaddafi, trying to force the guy to step down. If you're Colonel Gaddafi, you're 68 years old. Who could be arsed with that level of hassle? Like 68 years old, you should be lying at home watching cowboy films and pissing your pants and dreaming of a walk-in bath. You know, who could be bothered? At first, I never actually thought that was a Libyan soldier. I thought that was just Ashley Cole arriving at Chelsea's training ground. He likes his music, doesn't he, Colonel Gaddafi? He likes a tune. He said 50 Cent, Usher, Nelly Furtado and Mariah Carey all booked to perform for him in the past. And all of them have given their fee back since the war broke out. I think he's going to have to drop his standards when he's booking his next music gig. It's going to be like Ollie Murs and Jedward performing it. Micky Oliver presenting T4 live on the front line. There's bombs going off, we're under strike, but give it up for Mumford and Sons. Sorry, give it up for Mumford and Son. Okay. Give it up for Mumford.
So, I'm feeling a bit tasty myself today. Feeling a bit tasty. Women won't know this, but men get up some days and they look in the mirror and they go, aye. You're looking a bit tasty. Nothing's changed. You've had a good night's sleep, your hair's gone all right, you're thinking, I'm going out later. Women don't, they get up, they go, oh, no. Look at me. I'm having a fat, ugly day. They come and tell you. They say, look at me. I'm having a fat, ugly day. You don't know what to say to them. Well, don't go out then. Come away from that window, for fuck's sake. We're not under as much pressure as women, though. Women are under tremendous pressure to look good now. There's a show on the TV with a chap called Gokwan. Yeah. And he gets these women who ain't give a shit for about 25 years, these women. Been sitting there watching a bit of telly, having a donut. And suddenly they want to be back in the game, don't they? Second shot at fame. And Gocky's called in to sort them out. And he comes in and he says, sister, you are going to be hot to trot. You are going to feel the confidence. There's always a moment where she sees herself in the mirror. She sees the devastation of 25 years of neglect. And God goes over and he grabs her little hand and he goes, I've got to say something to you. I think you're suffering from low self-esteem. You think, yeah, I think she is and all. She's got 2 fucking teeth in her head. And one of them's going brown. Now, God doesn't give up on these women, because he's a trier. He goes to work on these women. Experts are called in from all over the planet. The best teeth people, the best hairdressers, fashion guru. Everyone's called in. All leave is cancelled. We're going to work on this woman. We're bringing her back. And at the end, they take her to a shopping centre, right? And they make her come out in the nude in front of Asda's. And you're sitting at home and you're looking at this and you're thinking, I still wouldn't fuck her. Still give it a miss, I reckon. After all that graft. We're going to need something else, love. A bottle of Jack Daniels and a dimmer switch. Anyway, you're looking at a man who's more than happy to walk about in a singlet vest. Yeah, you heard it. You get into your 40s, you're walking through Marks and Spencer's one day to get your pants. You've tried everywhere else, but you go back to Marx's. And there they were, a packet of singlet vests. I was drawn to them. I thought, I'm having them. Put them in my basket, I'll cover them over like pornography. I got to the counter, I said to the woman, get them in a bag a bit lively, look lively. I got home, I shook this vest out. I put it on, I thought, that is the fucking answer, that. I have arrived. Because you feel secure but free. And they're fantastic. The vest is fantastic. You can achieve anything in a vest. You can decorate, do a bit of gardening. You can make love in a vest if you want to. Tends to ride up a little bit, but anyway. So, I've been wearing the vest in secret for a few years. The other night, I'd had a couple of cans of Stella Artois. It's a continental lager, you should try it. And I fancied a couple more. So I got up in my vest. I said to the wife, I'm going to get a couple of cans of Stella. She said, you got your vest on. I said, no more. I'm not living a lie anymore. It's time to stand up for vest wearers all over the world. For this garment that is vilified throughout the planet. And I went down the offing in my vest. There you go, lovely. Got 2 cans of Stella. Cracked one open and walked back. I made a discovery. You walk about in a vest with a can of Stella on the go, you get a bit of space. Not necessarily respect, but fucking space, let me tell you. Even these shit for brains with the killer dogs are crossing over. Come on, man, he's got a vest on tight, son, move over. He'll have you in it. There's only one man I'll make way for. To top this man with a can of special brew.
The big story this week is the Midsummer Murders race row. Oh yeah. The creator of Midsummer Murders has been suspended for his comments claiming that his all-whites casting policy was essential to the success of his show. Wow. The way he's talking about it, anyone would have thought ITV are trying to force him to rewrite it like the fucking Wire. It's like, all they want is like one black character, a Chinese guy in the back of shot, that's all they need. It's not like they're trying to force him to recast DCI Barnaby with Eddie Murphy. Quickly, you have to come, the bastard's thrown himself from the top of the bell tower. Get the fuck out of here! Do you know what I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the first black guy that ends up living in the village of Midsummer. That's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? Every time there's a murder, being the first person called into question. Do you know why you're here? Is it because I'm black? Yes. Where were you when the murder was committed? In a cell, not being charged for last episode's one. What I find weird as well is that this is their tipping point as well. You would have thought if you lived in the village of Midsummer, you'd be pretty laid back. You've been through quite a lot of shit. There's been a lot of murders there, but it's the black person that you can't handle. It's like they're saying, yes, well, I can handle someone dying every week, but a Nigerian vicar? What's that going to do to house prices? Bring out the Wicker Man. We'll burn the village's homosexual whilst we're at it. But he's your son, Douglas. He was, Nancy. Also, if the black guy had committed the crime, it would be impossible to find him because there would be no witnesses, because people that are that posh find it impossible to describe black people. No, it's true. Like my mum, all right? She's quite posh, sort of middle-aged white woman. She finds it impossible to describe any of my black friends. It's ridiculous. She will describe literally everything else about them before she describes their race. She's like, yeah, that friend of yours, you know the friend of yours, the tall one, the very tall one. He's very tall. You know the one with he's got feet. He's got 2 feet. You know, the one that's got 2 feet is very tall, very dark hair. The dark-haired one, the tall one with the feet and the dark hair. You know the one that I'm talking about, Mum. You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. Come on, Mum, spit it out. He's a black man. Anthony, Mum. Yes, Anthony. Where's he living now? Unlike you, Mum, in the 21st century. A lot of shows have ended this week as well. A lot of season finales. Skins has ended this week. I watched Skins. This has been a sort of hit and miss series for me. They've had a lot of problems, the creators of Skins as well, because they've tried to sell it to America, and in America they didn't like it. Yeah, there was a lot of controversy. People in America said Skins was unrealistic because all of the children were having sex and getting drunk. Oh, boo-hoo, America. I'm sorry, our stupid English writers coming up with ridiculously far-fetched scenarios where teenagers get drunk and have sex with each other rather than shooting their classmates whilst being fucking fat. This week also saw the end of one of my favourite shows, Take Me Out. Has anyone watched Take Me Out? Oh. I love that show! Take Me Out is brilliant. A lot of people say, oh, Take Me Out is a cruel show. It's inhumane. I don't think it's cruel. I happen to know for a fact it's very humane, Take Me Out. At the end of the series, those 20 girls are all released back out into the wild. It's not... I love watching Take Me Out, though, because I love watching it for that. There's always that one girl, isn't there, that the light is never going out. She is determined to get a date. Like Karen from Gateshead. She's normally got a boss eye and's a little bit slow. How many weeks have you been on the show, Karen? 3 years. Anything could come down that lift. That lift could produce a man with no arms or legs or even a fucking head. That light's not going out unless the bulb blows. His special skill's gonorrhea. I still like it, I still like it. The only way you're getting her out of that studio is if you were to literally take her out. It's also the final episode this week of Heston Blumenthal's Mission Impossible. Yeah, he's been performing impossible missions. He's created a hot dog for a cinema chain, shepherd's pie for British Airways, and a ready meal for the British Navy. Right, not really Mission Impossible, is it? That show should be called Mission Entirely Feasible. A culinary Mission Impossible would be trying to get Victoria Beckham into a Greggs. Or Eamon Holmes out of one. That's a Mission Impossible. The stuff you're doing is not impossible. I've been to his restaurant. I went for my birthday. I got really excited. It's ridiculous. It's complete bullshit. He's one of those annoying chefs that refuses to serve anything on a plate and then just dresses it up with stupid fancy language. Like he brings you something like, this is sounds of the ocean. It's fucking sushi on a brick. No, you have to put in an iPod and listen to the sound of waves. I tried to keep the iPod so I could drown out the bullshit that the waiter was spouting me about every other fucking course. Our next dish here is called Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Within your mug is a sachet of dreams onto which you pour boiling water, which will create a bubbling broth to evoke the memories of childhood. It's a fucking cup of soup!
My job on the show is to make light of the big news story of the week. Japan, yeah. Obviously, the grief and the destruction is It's beyond comment, ladies and gentlemen, and not to mention the threat of a nuclear core meltdown. And so I watched the UN official earlier this week, and he said, it can't get any worse. But I think we're all thinking, yes, it can. Because we're talking about radiation, and we're talking about Japan. No one wants to say it. But everyone is thinking it deep down in the deep recesses of their mind. Mothra. That's right. Any 60s sci-fi nerd in this room knows that Mothra is a big fucking bug that was born on a Japanese island that had been subjected to too much atomic testing. Now, that was the 60s. In the 60s, you could fight Mothra with some atomic death rays and a bit of luck and ingenuity. This is 2011. If Mothra came back today, it would be one international bureaucratic clusterfuck, ladies and gentlemen. The Japanese would have to appeal to the UN, and the UN would dither for months and finally agree to condemn the giant moth and then freeze its financial assets. Now it has no access to a bank card, and then David Cameron tries to impose a no-fly, no-moth zone over Japan. Nobody gives a fuck because they're not even sure who he is. But the moth is attracted to a summer-weight woolen suit and wants to meet him. So he applies to Britain for asylum under the special status that he's a giant gypsy moth, and so he attempts to fly to Heathrow, but there's protesters because of the high-pitched drone is a noise ordinance, and they've lined the runways in cedar, so he's forced to divert to Luton, where he's told he's going to have to take a 3-hour fucking bus ride to London. And now he's starting to get an inkling of the stultifying fucking diet of disappointment that is everyday life in Britain. So he gets drunk at the airport bar and then attempts to wander out onto the runway and rape an EasyJet. Then he's consumed with that shame and degradation that we all feel when we get off of an EasyJet flight. And he ends up drunk and passed out and wakes up in his own silk, and now he's arguing with a wino in a doorway over a sleeping bag because he thinks it's his prepubescent larva. Like, give me that! And he's not terrifying, he's just a fucking nuisance. Then some 60s sci-fi geek remembers that the only thing that can truly defeat Mothra is Godzilla. Yeah! And he's done it 3 times. So they sent for Godzilla, but turns out he's tied up with Don King Promotions and can't possibly fight Mothra until he's had a shot at Audley Harrison. But Audley Harrison can't fight him because he's currently engaged to fight his way out of a paper bag in July. So eventually, they construct a giant 5 trillion watt light bulb, hoping to merely contain him, and put it in the middle of Norfolk. And then there's a big fight between EDF and Eon over who's going to provide the fucking power. And then an even bigger fight over what special interest group / object of ridicule / minority is actually going to screw in the light bulb, and how many will it take? And they have to decide either on the toboggan makers or waiters. They decide it takes 4 toboggan makers to screw in a light bulb, 3 to ride it, and 1 to push the fucking thing across Norfolk. And then jump on it and realize there's no fucking snow in Britain, so why the fuck would you ever erect a toboggan in Britain in the first place? There he is. My point is this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to construct a nuclear power plant, you ought to consider not building it over a geothermal hot plate called the Ring of Fire, all right? Take Britain's example. In Britain, we build nuclear power plants where the people are already mutants. I don't know if you've ever been to Whitehaven. But if you ever go to Whitehaven, you will find that radioactive fallout actually improves those people's looks. They had a disaster. People to have fucking a tan, straight teeth. Jesus, Bob, what's happened to you? Christ, you look like one of the Osmonds. Thank you. Donnie, nice to have you here.
What's happening, white people? So I'm going to do some stuff for you tonight. None of the old stuff I used to do, like Purple Rain or... I'm now the biggest selling Indian act in the country. 3 people know me here tonight. But when you get heckled amongst Indian crowds, right, they lose their mind. White people just get off, mate, you shit. Indian people's like, shut up! You shut up, bastard! That's a heckle. Shut up! Don't do it, shut up! Especially when they get their insults the wrong way around. You don't take a piss in me, bastard. Don't take a piss in me, you bastard! I'm not trying to take a piss in you. I'm trying to take the piss out of you. Don't take a shit in me. Don't do it, bastard. Let's go home. Take the family, go home and watch it on YouTube's for free. Lot of gangsters about this town. It's London in general. You've got kids now that want to ask you things. Exactly. Now, blood, let me ask you something, yeah? You want to do what to me? I want to ask you something, blood. Let me ask you something, yeah? You can't ask me anything, mate. It's not even a word. No, man, let me ask you something, blood, yeah? What's the matter with your arm and leg? Why you gonna move half of your body when you speak? Have you had a stroke halfway through this conversation? This white boy didn't like that, right? He goes, don't mess about on no bare man's, innit? What? You need subtitles when you speak to these idiots. I know bare man's innit. What, men dressed as bears gonna turn up? Like the teddy bear's picnic. He goes, blood, I'll blade you, man. What do you mean you'll blade me? You can't blade, you can stab me, you can't blade me. What are you gonna do, shave my legs with a big razor? Give me a bikini wax? Last one, ask, A-S-K, not A-K-S. It turns out he was dyslexic, so I shot him instead. Country's changing. Now we've got MPs going to prison for defrauding the taxpayer. So what we're doing, we're putting them in prison at the expense of the taxpayer. We're paying for that shit. You don't be in prison if you're like, what are you inside for? Well, I cut my wife up and buried her garden, mate. What are you inside for? Well, I didn't declare my receipts. Bend over. That's going to be a long stretch. Not in that way, but you know. He's inside with gangsters and killers. People that hear voices in their mind. Kill them all. It's always God tells them to do it. How come God never told you to get a job or sign on at the dole office? He always tells you to kill people. It's always that voice from Saw that, hello Sarah, I want to play a game. Use yourself tight to a chair. Let the games begin. I wish I had that voice in normal life. I get through life a lot quicker than I do now. You know, salespeople phone me up. Hello, Mr. Chad, you want to buy a loan? Mr. Chowdhry's dead. It is called you must yourself tied to a chair. Let the games begin. Do you want to speak to my supervisor? Makes me want to kill someone. It's like when you go to a shop, would you like a bag with that, sir? I've got £45 worth of shopping here. No, forget the bag, I'll use the pineapples as earrings and pour the milk into my pockets. Yeah, give me a bag so I'm going to put it in your face. Then they give you a really crumpled up £5 note with a piece of sellotape through the middle of it. Looks like the Queen had a stroke on that £5 note. It's got shit stains and cocaine on it. Homeless people don't take this £5 note. Now use those automatic tills. Please place the items in the bagging area. I thought to myself, wait a minute, I'm a cashier now. I'm working in this shithole. This is the job I tried to avoid all my life. I should get a discount for putting this shit through this till. It's a very sexy voice. Place the items in the bagging area. Place your items in my bagging area. said, but there's people around. Illegal item in the bagging area. You've been a great crowd tonight. It's good to perform here in front of the BNP. I do enjoy it. The BNP get a round of applause. Yeah, that's my kind of crowd. I tried to join the BNP recently. Obviously over the phone. I got their telephone number. I phoned them up. It started ringing, and I got through to a call centre in India. Hello, BNP? No, you can't join, you bastard.
This week? Well, it's been in the press that 1 in 5 divorces are caused by Facebook. Yeah? The other 4 are caused by men. It's a fact. But the problem is, you see, is that back in the day, because nowadays it's too easy, Facebook makes it too easy. If you wanted to try and track down an ex back in the day, you'd have to ring their mum or something, do you know what I mean? You'd be like, Mrs. Harris, yeah, it's Dave. I used to date your daughter. Is she in? She's not. All right. Is there any chance you could send me a picture of her? Because I was thinking about poking her, innit? You can't do that. And the problem with Facebook is, the reason it's so easy to track people down is because we put so much information on there. We might as well be walking down the high street with a megaphone going, my favourite film is The Matrix, and this morning I had a piss in the shower. Don't judge me. I never get out of this foot. But the thing is, like, say if you meet a bloke in a club or something, as soon as he's got your full name, he turns into the Terminator. Do you know what I mean? He's literally like, name, Andi Osho, age, restricted, putting out probability, high. Come with me if you want to breed. I know, it's like he's in the room. But see, the thing is with Facebook as well, we put everything on. We put our thoughts, we put our feelings, we tell people what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? It's like a diary, but a diary that anyone can read. Like if Anne Frank had been on Facebook, the Germans would have found her so fucking fast. Very ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Like status, in loft. The SS likes this. So what else has been happening on the web? Well, 3 Virgin Media employees have been sacked for placing dodgy bets on last year's X Factor using inside information. But I'm thinking, inside information? What exactly were they betting on? Do you know what I mean? Like the exact time that Simon Cowell's fiancée realises he's never going to marry her. Well, what else are they betting on? Maybe how many toilet attendants at Cheryl Cole's favourite nightclub have taken self-defence classes? Yeah, her people want us to forget she's all a bit punchy in the toilets, doesn't she? But my people don't forget. See, Cheryl, if you like hitting black people so much, why don't you go out with Chris Brown? See how that works out for you. I'm just saying. But this year's X Factor is going to be pretty rubbish because Simon Cowell's not going to be doing it. Some people, I don't think... What we like about X Factor is the fact that Simon Cowell is a bit of a bastard to the contestants. If they want to make this work, they're going to have to get someone who's a bigger bastard than him. My money's on Robert Mugabe. I think that would be a good... There he is. That is quality, isn't it? That is good. Yeah, your rendition of Poker Face was terrible. 40 years in prison. Exciting news on Twitter. Richard Branson has announced that he's diving to the depths of the ocean in a one-man submarine. Here he is. There we go. And apparently the cockpit, aptly named, is only 4 foot square. And I'm thinking, how is he going to fit his massive head in there? But the bad news for him is, though, that if he does run into difficulty, there's absolutely no way of rescuing him. Good news is, though, that if he does run into difficulty, there's absolutely no way of rescuing him. He should just forget all these balloon rides and all these record attempts or whatever. He should just concentrate on the basic stuff, like the speed of my shitting broadband. Up to 20 meg? Up to 20 meg? What is that? Maybe I should pay up to £30 a month. How's he like that? £10 a month at peak times. And also the trains, £200 to get to Manchester. It's ridiculous. You know what I hope is when he goes down in the submarine, right, it gets to 30,000 feet and there's a tannoy inside that cockpit. Oh, we regret to inform you that to complete the rest of your journey, you'll need to use a bus replacement service. How yours, Braxton?
It's nice to be here. I live just up the road. I live in Finsbury Park. I don't know. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? I live just near the Argos Extra. Don't know if you know Argos Extra. It's like a smaller version of Argos. They've used the rare definition of extra to mean far, far less. You go in, they've got the normal catalogue, which is full of things they've never had in stock, and then I was dialing into the stock checker for 20 minutes, nothing came up. The guy came over, he goes, "Are you all right?" I said, "Well, you haven't got anything." I said, "Well, what you've got to remember is we've got a greatly reduced range. I mean, to give you an idea, that warehouse out the back is actually no bigger than this room we're having the discussion in now." So, well, here's an idea. Go out the back, get that stuff, bring it through here. We'll call the whole thing a shop. Because currently, what I am doing is dialing in numbers and attempt to guess what's the other side of a wall. I mean, this isn't shopping. This is battleships. I mean... So I've been in here 20 minutes. I don't even remember what I came in for. I'm just dialing in random numbers. The only thing I've found that you've got in stock is a Playboy-themed hot water bottle. He said, "Yeah, that's one of our sexier items." I said, "When did the hot water bottle become a sexy item?" From my experience, it's used for two things: cold feet and period pains. I mean, call me a weirdo, I'm not turned on by either of them. I mean, if there is a relationship, surely, between a hot water bottle and sex, it's that when you see your partner is filling up a hot water bottle, you are not having sex. It is that... He said, "Well, no, it's sexy, isn't it? Because it's shaped like a rabbit." I said, "Is that sexy? Is it? Obviously, we had different emotional reactions to Watership Down. I mean... I don't understand this Playboy idea that the way to make a woman sexy is to give her the ears and tail of a rabbit. It's always the ears and tail, isn't it? I don't know if there's other prototypes Hugh Hefner tried out that didn't work out for him, that he brought out for his mates and gone, "Do you fancy her? She's got buck teeth and paws. No, what about her? She has fur, and I've put her in a hutch. No, third time lucky, she has myxomatosis. She shits Maltesers. I'm not in a relationship. I came out of a relationship about 6 months ago. The worst bit's just after, when no one knows what to say to you. So people say, "Well, you know, think of the good times. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." But that's not true, is it? No, it's not. That's not how losing things works. Because when you lose your phone, your first reaction isn't, "Well, at least I had a phone." I mean... It's better to have had a phone and lost a phone, isn't it? Than never to have phoned at all. I mean... Think of all those phone calls, they're memories I will always cherish. I mean... It's one of those relationships that petered out. I don't know if you had one. We got to the end and then she said, "I think this has petered out." And then I agreed. And then we split up. And then I thought, I've got no fucking idea what petering is. The only thing I know about petering is it's bad news because it always goes in the same direction. Out. Nothing's ever petered in, has it? I said to someone, "How did you two get together?" "Well, it's an interesting story, actually. We were friends, but then we started petering together." Before I knew, we petered all the way in. If I'd known I was petering out, I would have stopped petering. The problem is, you're only told once you've petered. It's very similar to when someone's had it up to here with you, isn't it? They only let you know once you've reached that level. I think they should give you a warning at about the halfway stage. Just so you know, I've had it up to about here with you. If you do keep taking that cheese, it's meant for the top of the lasagna, you'll be up to here by dinner time, and that is the dating zone. Doesn't explain anything, Peter. You wouldn't accept it in other situations. Turn up at an autopsy, go, "You worked out what happened to my brother?" "Well, yeah, we've had a look, and we think he petered out." Either that or he'd had it up to here with drowning. I mean, we're not sure. It's difficult being single. I went to the cinema on my own for the first time recently. I didn't realise that is the act of an odd ball. I didn't know that. I've eaten alone before. Do not do that. Do not go to Pizza Express on your own. I went to Pizza Express on my own. I said, "Can I have one, please?" Table for one. And she said, "No." Then she sat me on a table for two and slowly removed the cutlery of the non-existent second person. You don't need to do that. I'm not going to get confused. I'll get halfway through the meal, look down and go, where the fuck's my girlfriend gone? I didn't think I had one, but the knife and fork say otherwise. So I went to the cinema on my own. I went to see a film and it wasn't on, but you kind of feel by that point it's rude to leave without seeing something. So I managed to convince myself for the next 90 minutes I wanted to watch Alvin and the Chipmunks 2. The Squeakquel. Went up to the desk and said, I'll have one, please, for Alvin and the Chipmunks 2. The Squeakquel. I mean, I haven't seen the first one, but I do imagine I'll pick it up. I mean... And she said, one, and I said, yeah, one. And she said, well, you do know it's Orange Wednesday, don't you? It's 2 for 1. I said, that's not much help for me, I'm 1. What do you expect me to do with a second ticket? So, well, you could offer it to someone else. I said, look, people already think I'm weird. Well, let's just stalk the foyer, brandishing a ticket for Alvin and the Chipmunks 2. The Squeakquel, showing who would like to come and sit next to me. I think that's going to make matters worse. I left. I thought I'll go and get food. I thought I won't get got this time. Didn't go to Pizza Express. I went to Wagamama. They've got those long benches. I thought that'll be fine. I sat on my own on the end of a long bench. Group of 3 came in. She decided to sit them 2 opposite me, 1 next to me, to create a square. Go, what are you doing? This isn't Tetris. What's going to happen if you complete the line? Do we all disappear? Is that how this works?
Hello. There we go. Let's simmer down. And we're having a little bit too much fun. And that ends now. We'll have a laugh, won't we? Sports news, isn't it? Woo, sport. Fucking Bin Laden. It's just pissed on everything, hasn't it? It's like, you know, when you have a really long day at work and you think, bollocks, I'm not going into lunchtime tomorrow. That's basically the world has gone, I fucking killed Bin Laden last week. Nothing is happening. Did you hear the Ashley Cole story? No, there wasn't one. Even Ashley Cole can't be bothered to be a prick this week. For my sake, he's just sitting at home polishing his rifle, which is not a euphemism. Although it should be. It's gone off in my hand. What is going on in London at the moment is 2 guys over here promoting their upcoming fight. This is them, Vladimir Klitschko and David Hay. Hay's quite confident he's going to win. I can't see it myself, because they're sized. I mean, that's him standing up. He's clearly going to get battered, isn't he? And he's got... what I admire about David Hay is he's not ashamed of a pun. He calls himself the Haymaker. Yeah, that's right, the Haymaker. They're going to have a fight. He's been very cocky, David Hay, in the lead-up to it. He wouldn't shake his hand. All this Haymaker bullshit. I wish I had a pun. His only chance in the fight, I reckon, is if Vladimir hits him and then falls asleep. Because, you know, when you hit the hay... Save yourselves, I got loads of these. Yes, of course, there is a chance he won't turn up, what we call in the sport a hay bale. Yes. Just fuck it. If he does lose the fight, he's going to present a series of documentaries on the BBC. He's got one lined up about existentialism called Hay on Why. It's just too far, isn't it? It's just too far. That's not even the weirdest bit. This is them during their stare-out afterwards. Look at that, staring at each other. They stared at each other for 6 minutes, right? You think this is a photo? This is video footage. Still going on. And it's supposed to be like a manly thing, like no one's going to break the stare. But there's nothing manly about it. If you put music over that... Now I hate the time of my life... It's just bullshit, isn't it? They sort of stared at each other. And afterwards, Vladimir Klitschko, his quote, he said, I look into his eyes because the eye is the window to the soul. That's quite cool, isn't it? This is what David Hay said. I'm going to literally knock your head off. Yeah, really standing up for British intelligence there. And I'm going to punch you so hard your head's going to fall off. It'd be well funny, yeah. You can't be that cocky. If I had come out here and said, I'm not being cocky, but I'm going to make you laugh so much you will have 3 orgasms back to back. Guaranteed. You would rightly be annoyed when I came up. It was all right. You know? And now, even if David Hay wins now, you'll go, well, you said you were going to knock his fucking head off. You're thinking, oh, well, it's all very well and good for you now to say this, John, but I'll tell you this, if he was here now, I would fucking take all this back. I would issue a retraction so fast I would be in bed before the lights went out or something shit like that. Tried to do a Muhammad Ali quote, but you can't really carry it off in a northern accent. I float like a butterfly, a sting. I'm nasty, I'm like cystitis. It's the end of the football season as well, which means it's that time of the year when football teams get relegated. Devastating if you're a football fan. Good if you are a fan of seeing fat men cry on TV, which is really worth tuning in to the last day of Football Focus just to see hordes of fat men in ill-fitting football tops crying for no reason at all. I like the ones who've got tattooed tears on as well. They go, think of the fucking money you could have saved. More. But it's devastating. If it's your team, it's a devastating thing, and you would rightly think maybe get a little bit of sympathy if your team gets relegated. It's an upsetting thing to see. Not so much Preston North End, who've been relegated this year after a big historic team with a lot of success, now in the third tier of football. Blackpool fans hired a plane to fly over Deepdale with the message, "We are superior, love." That's really taking it up a notch from emailing a mate at work, innit? Hiring a plane to fly over the ground. Like, they're neighbours. Like, I could understand if you were like an Aberdeen fan why you would hate Southampton, because they're fucking miles away. But why would you hate... That's like finding out your neighbours got divorced and going around and going, yeah, I heard about you and Linda. I just wanted to say, I hope you die alone, you prick. You're just there next door, just be a bit nice, accept that it might affect the area if things don't go well. It's total bullshit to get started. Phil Brown, the Preston manager, he said, if I'd had a gun, I would have shot it down, which is the abridged quote. The full quote was, if I'd had a gun, I would have... Hello, Ashley? Yeah. No, it's a figure of speech, mate. Figure of speech. Yeah, no, you keep that, yeah. Oh, he's bleeding. Yeah, well funny. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll speak to you later, mate. Okay, bye-bye. And that's it. We started the series with Ashley Cole shooting someone. Nothing funnier has happened for 10 weeks. There's no way I'm ending other than by reminding you that Ashley Cole shot someone. That's been my series in sport. Thanks for listening. Enjoy sport. Thank you.